event. Your event is starting. Hey. Alrighty, I think we're live. Let's have a look and see if this has worked this time around. We're learning something new here.
Hey, look, I think
your live stream is...
I can see myself.
We're good! Hey, that was a lot more effort than it needed to be, I feel.
Yeah.
That serves me right for trying the whole scheduled event thing. That's hilarious. Alright. But I think we're on.
Yeah, we're on.
Cool. Alright, good morning everybody, or good evening if you are on the opposite side of the world. So I'm Josiah, also known as Chilling Silence, and today I'm joined by Dereck, xenobiologist. Dereck, do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself there, mate?
Hi everyone, so good morning, good evening, good night, I don't know, wherever you are. And yeah, so I'm Dereck, as you all know, xenobiologist on Reddit. And, you know, I'm originally from Los Angeles, and I moved to France when I was like 19.
All right, good morning, everybody.
I've been studying here ever since, so I just got DigiByte, and I really like this coin. So, yeah, I don't know what else to say about
that. So you've been involved for a little while now. They made you a Reddit admin. Was it kind of towards the end of last year or start of this year?
It was the start of this year, actually. Yeah, I got into DigiByte, like, in November, I think, because I had not paid attention for years. I remember I knew about Bitcoin for a long time, and I even had like a tiny bit of Bitcoin, not a whole one or anything, like from years ago, and I lost it, and I did stupid things with it, and I just never paid attention to it, and it was just a toy for me, and then like 2017 rolls around and just everyone's talking about, you know, cryptocurrencies and everything. And I was like, what is this? Okay, I'm gonna really have to pay attention to this. And I started investigating a little bit, and then I found out, whoa, there are other coins. Like, where the heck did this come from? And then I just, you know, started getting into it more and more, and I started doing research, and I'm just a really kind of analytical person. So, you know, I've always tried to compare things objectively, and I was just comparing, you know, Bitcoin, Litecoin. All right, yeah. Okay, one of them seems to be better. Then Litecoin, you know, this thing. And then I eventually stumbled upon DigiByte. My girlfriend told me about it because she was going through everything. And then she's like, yeah, it looks good. Let me see what it can do. And I got some, and I sent it, and I was like, what the heck? This thing is like instant. And it was crazy. And I just had to start, you know, looking at all the documentation and looking at all the different things. And it was just crazy. I just couldn't get out of it. I saw no other coin other than DigiByte. I was just like in love.
Nice, man.
Yeah. And then I started being active on Reddit in like in January or something like that, in December, I think, because I'm not a very big on social media kind of person, and you know, I've never posted anything. I've never had a Twitter, any of these kinds of things. It was really like DigiByte that got me to start coming out, you know, answering people's questions, and I was just like, I just really wanted to like help people and get information out there. So that's what really started getting me active on social media.
Nice, man. That's awesome. And so I know you've been a really big help, certainly on Reddit, because that's been, there are some interesting people there, right? Like,
yeah, there's some interesting people there. Yeah, yeah, definitely a lot of questions that need to be answered. I knew I had a bunch of questions when I first started, and I was the one asking questions. I was like, until eventually I could start answering some questions. So yeah.
But I think that's really cool, and I think that's also like a testament to just the way that the whole kind of, not specifically just the DigiByte Foundation, but specifically the community works, where people show up and they're new and they've got questions, and then all of a sudden you're moderating Reddit and you're helping out on Telegram and things, and so that's been really cool to see that as well. So I think that's, I mean, it's obviously, we're lucky to have you. We're great you've kind of, we're grateful you've stuck around. So, you know, it's worked out well.
Yeah, of course. You know, I just love being here, helping people, and just watching the community grow. It's really amazing to see how, as a decentralized open source project, anybody can do anything. I remember I asked you a bunch of times, you know, can I do this? Like, is it okay if I do this on Reddit? Or the main example would be the DigiFlare thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was just like, you know, can I do this? Can I do that? And, you know, every single time I asked you a question, you were just like, go for it. You know, just do it. You know, it's if you're trying to help us out, you're trying to help out the community, just do it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just love it that anybody can do anything, and it's great.
I'm pretty sure, I think half the time I've said something like, dude, you do what you want, like, you don't report to me or anything, like, I don't tell you what to do, I don't tell anybody what to do, so it's really cool that we've got that kind of freedom, I suppose, like...
Yeah, that's true, that's totally true. I really love it that anybody can do anything, but, you know, then you have to kind of have these people that have the initiative to actually do things.
Yeah. Yeah, very much so. And the problem is you also get people who have the initiative to do the wrong things occasionally, and they come to you and they're like, here's 2 pieces of you know, they're broken, but Merry Christmas, you get to keep them both, and it's
yeah.
What are you gonna do, right? So
Why we have amazing devs, I guess. You know, they can put all the pieces together.
Yeah, so we've actually, I mean, yeah, let's talk a little bit about them. I understand you've kind of got to know some of them a little bit more recently. You've been talking a little bit with them and things.
Yeah, you know, I met some of them in the chat you guys added me to, the core marketing team and stuff like that, and it's just been going in the dev chat and just asking questions, and they're really helpful. Yeah, they're really busy, but when they get around to it, they'll answer your question and they'll give you some good details. Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Well, speaking of marketing and things, why don't we talk a little bit about like Digi-ID and what's coming there? Why don't you let us know what you know about it, maybe, and then if you've got questions you want to ask me, it's...
Yeah, sure. So Digi-ID, it's just I love it. It's a really great concept. It's a really great idea, just to get rid of passwords, get rid of usernames, because I know personally, I've had so many accounts. I'll go to this website, they ask you to make an account. I'll go to this different website, they ask you to make another account. It's just so annoying to try to keep track of all of them. And the more accounts you have, the more and more difficult it is to keep them secure, because you have to make, you're supposed to make new passwords for every account.
Yeah.
And try, you know, these really complicated passwords with numbers in them and things like that, and it's just really annoying to do. And just I see that DigiByte is producing this Digi-ID thing, and it's really gonna change cybersecurity and on the internet as a whole if we can get it massively adopted.
Well, I don't know about you, but if I for a little while I had all about 3 different passwords that I would cycle through. Like, this was back in the day. And yeah. It was either this one, or this one. Yeah. Depending on if they needed me to have like uppercase, lowercase, like a special character, which was always an exclamation mark, because no one's got any time to do anything other than that, right? Like.
Yeah. Yeah. And then you start getting into like you're supposed to have like weird symbols in it and stuff like that. It's just crazy. It's too hard to do.
Yeah.
And most people just don't do it. They just, you know, they just want something to work and just have it there. So that's why I see that Digi-ID is really, really important.
Yeah, have you managed to take it for a bit of a test drive yet?
I did. Yeah, there was that that website where you can try it out with the game. I think Beatnut NL on
that's right. Yeah,
that's his handle. So yeah, he made that and he put it on a server. And I think there's another test website. And yeah, I've been just kind of playing around with it. You know, it's really cool to see it in a demo. But I would be really excited once, you know, you can actually use it to log in to some, I don't know, like Google or something. That would be amazing.
Yeah. It was really funny. So in the last one that I did, I just for the sake of it, I brought up a like Facebook and I put that in the corner and stuff. And I said, imagine a little like QR code next to that going, you know, Digi-ID login. And then I've got these comments now, people going, confirmed with Facebook. I was like, no. I said in the stream, it's not with Facebook. But
yeah, that's one of the biggest issues, I think, with running a foundation, just running something that has a public, some kind of public interaction, is that you have to be very careful about what you say. Because people are always reading into every single little word and the order of those words and how things are presented. And you just have to be careful not to, you know, give an image or an idea of something that's not there and, you know, kind of disappoint people. So that's one thing that I really loved about the foundation from the beginning, is that they're always under promising, over delivering, you know, surprising people. So it's,
Yeah, I mean, so that's probably a really like a good lead in. So with this website that we've got that's coming for Digi-ID, it's probably worth clarifying and explaining a little bit about what people can expect. And so what we've got coming is both a promotional video that people will be able to use, and we've also got some additional documents coming too. Now these documents are going to be, we're working on 3 of them at the moment. So we've got one that's going to be for end users, kind of going, why would I care? Why do I want it? What's it about? That sort of thing. We've got another one for platform owners, so a website owner or an app developer that might be wanting to include it, something along those lines, that will basically explain to them the benefits, how it's going to be better for their security, user adoption, things like that. And also some additional stuff for actual like developers, how you can integrate it into your website, some of our best practices, recommendations, guidelines, that sort of thing, how you can make the little magic D appear in the middle of the QR code, which is pretty cool, and I think it's but
I love that. I love the logo in the QR code. It's not easy to do though. You have to figure it out. There's like an HTML page to. It's just complicated.
Yeah, apparently it's a real pain. But it looks nifty, and so that's why it hasn't been in like most of them thus far, because it is such a pain and there's limitations and things. But yeah, I thought it was really nifty when I saw that in the WHMCS plugin. So, you know, I'm looking forward to that. So we're gonna have a couple of plugins as well at launch. And we'll have somewhere that people can go to try it if they are part of the, we've got the test flight and the Android beta. But at this stage, we're not launching the wallets alongside it. So it was interesting. One of our core developers, he likened it back to the Android Handset Alliance, where basically back in the day, Google's like, it's coming, everybody, and we're announcing this is our alliance, and this is who's involved, and it's going to be great, and we're going to give you Android, basically.
Yeah.
But we don't actually have a handset yet. So with this, we've got a little bit more. We've got some good stuff. But at this point, we're not specifically releasing the Android or iOS wallets with it. So it's probably worth, like you say, setting the expectation. So I think, yeah, you said that quite well, and I think that's quite important. So we're going to have enough there for people to get involved and to start using it, start testing it out. And so that's kind of what the website launch is all about. So I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I say that about most things. I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited, right? But
yeah, I understand. Like the thing about Digi-ID though is that, you know, people have to understand a couple things about it. I think very, very, very clearly, because otherwise, then they just get confused. Is that first of all, you don't need any DigiBytes to actually use the Digi-ID. So Digi-ID is integrated in the wallet. Yeah, like, you don't need to hold any of the coins to actually use it. That's great. I think that it'll allow people to anywhere, even people who are not into cryptocurrencies, to use Digi-ID. And then, you know, eventually they'll find out about DigiByte and will kind of, you know, get into the cryptocurrency space if they're, you know, complete newbies, I think, as we can call them.
yeah.
And, another thing I would say is that this, like you said, with the thing with the Android SDK, right? What was it, Android?
Yeah, the Android Open Handset Alliance.
Open Handset Alliance, yeah. That's true. I never thought about it like that, but yeah. So it's a protocol launch, you know. So people have to understand that we're launching the protocol, and we're going to be giving them tools to integrate it into their websites and use the platform. So that's really important.
Yeah, yeah, nice. Yeah. So what are some other things that I know you've been up to some other things with DigiByte as well. I've seen a particular document that somebody's been working on.
Oh my gosh, it's too long. It's really hard. Yeah, so
it's cool though. Like I'm so excited to see it. You asked me for some feedback, and unfortunately, I only got halfway through it. It's amazing, and so you've been doing incredible. So I want to, you know, take my hat off to you there. Do you want to talk a little bit about that, or do you want to?
Yeah, sure, of course. So I've been working on it, you know, just whenever I have the time to do it, and I haven't had very much time recently, but you know, I've been trying to hammer it out. Just everyone has a life, I guess. Yeah. But yeah, so this particular document, I think is very important because you always get people coming into Reddit or coming into Telegram and just asking questions. You know, like, hey guys, why don't you burn some coins? I think that's like the #1 question that we got on Telegram like a couple weeks ago or like a month ago. And people just like, oh my God, no, we're not burning coins. And you have to explain to them, you know, like, why we would not burn coins or things like that, and just different things about the DigiByte coin, the DigiByte platform.
Yeah.
There's just a lot to it. It's not just a coin. People have to understand that it's the whole cybersecurity platform, and that's the really hard part to explain, and that's the really hard part to understand. So, I think it's really important to make some kind of document that will cover every single aspect of DigiByte. I've inspired myself from the original one that I wrote on Reddit, an introduction to DigiByte, which actually was pretty popular. So
Yeah, that was pretty cool. If you've got a link for that, we'll flick that in the video description later on as well.
yeah, sure, of course. It's
Is that pinned still?
It's still there. I didn't pin it. No, there's other things that are pinned right now. I think is the March update that's pinned to the Reddit.
Right.
For that, so first I had the DigiByte introduction to DigiByte that was pinned on the Reddit, and then after that I had the DigiFlares that was pinned for a while, and now we have this. I don't remember his name. Jeez.
Wave Love.
Community. Yeah. He's great. He just I don't know how he does it. He follows along with all of developments, everything that's going on in the community, and he just like does it point by point, and then he makes a summary. And I think that's really important to have, so that people, who have, like full-time jobs and they can't follow along every single day on Telegram, they could just come to Reddit and, read a nice summary of what we're up to, and it's important. So yeah, my hat's off to him. I don't know how he keeps track of everything, but so I pinned his post right there.
Yeah, nice. All right, so I've shared the link there as well, an introduction to DigiByte, because it's pretty cool. Managed to find that with my ninja skills while you're. Yeah, like it's interesting as well. You mentioned like cybersecurity, because so many people they come from like they're in it basically for the money, and that's totally cool, right? Like no objection to that. If you want to be in it for the money, that's fine. But there is so much more cool stuff that you can do with this technology than just sending payments across, the room or across the globe, right? Like, so, yeah, this I think with Digi-ID is going to be a really cool example to show people that it's not just limited to remittance. It's not just about micropayments or about paying $100,000. What was $100 million worth of Litecoin? Whatever,
$99 million.
$99 million. Wow. And then price promptly rose up a little bit, and it went over the 100 million.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. So, yeah.
Yeah. So about that, I think something that really gives you some insight into what DigiByte really is listening to Jared talk. That guy is just a genius. He's an amazing developer, and it's just he has this vision that it's not just a coin, because initially the original application for blockchain, with Bitcoin, was the sending coins and sending money to the internet, and having a kind of centralized system where nobody can control it, and that was really important. But now you have this kind of evolution with other coins and other systems, where not only can you integrate a payment method system, but you can also use it to increase cybersecurity and have something like Digi-ID. And there's so many other things that you can do with it that people just don't realize yet. And I can't even imagine them. It's just crazy. Yeah. So it's like, let me think about this. So DigiByte it's an open source project, and that's one of the things that I really love about it. That it's a public project, it's a public chain. Anybody can use it to do anything. And the reason I think that it will be so big is because it's a public project.
Yeah.
So like, there's some open source projects that I really admire, like Blender. I was watching a documentary on the creation of Blender with the creator, actually.
Yeah, it's a cool story.
Yeah. So he made this thing, and he kind of, it was a good project, and then he just kind of gave it to the community, and the community took it, and they just built the visualizer and all of these other parts to it that he just couldn't do himself.
Yeah.
And it just took on a life of its own, and it's alive today, and there's no way they're gonna kill it. I mean, it's even taking on some of the market share for, in Hollywood.
Yeah.
More and more people are starting to use Blender. So it's just open source projects are really amazing. I'm really big fan of them.
Yeah. It's really interesting as well, just the whole kind of the difference between centralized and decentralized projects as well. And so I think that's really going to start to shine through, especially like we're seeing, well, at least in my eyes, we're seeing like a bit of a shake-up away from like ICOs and things like that. People have, you know, they're fine, they have their place and things, but for a lot of people, they're also like, they've done their day, they've been burnt a little bit by them. We see, I think it's something like 80% of all ICOs fail within the first like 90 days or something. Like,
really? 90 days? That's crazy.
yeah, it's not even, I think it's not even 6 months. I think it's something like 90 days. It's ridiculous. But
I did see some statistic where I think it was like 80% or 90% of all ICOs last year actually failed already. Yeah, it's crazy.
and so it's going to be interesting to see that kind of like that shift to, like, I mean, so DigiByte's been around since 2014. We've got a proven track record with it. We've got a little bit of that momentum behind us in terms of like solid product and development, and I suppose like I don't want to say like being a good steward of the blockchain, because it's obviously a decentralized blockchain, but at the same time the developers that have been developing for it, they've managed the forks and things like that well, and you know what I'm saying. So it's we're gonna see a real interesting kind of a shift, I think, towards those kind of the public ledgers, like say for example Vertcoin. We've got DigiByte. Dogecoin's always been a meme coin in my mind, so I've never really taken it too seriously. But yeah, I mean, compared to say Ripple, where you've got your, what is it, 12 validator nodes, like,
I think so, yeah, something like that.
yeah. Anyway, so I mean, maybe we should like look at wrapping this up. Is there anything else you want to talk about, or anything you want to say, or hi mom, or
Hi mom, I guess, yeah.
yeah?
I'm not sure if anybody, I think my sister, I saw my sister in the chat, she's watching, yeah.
Nice, that's cool, man.
I didn't even know she got the link, yeah.
All right, then. Hey, look, thank you so much for coming on. It's been great to just have a bit of a chat and start to do a bit more live streams and things like that. And hopefully this won't be the last time that we get to see your face on something like this. It would be great to see you doing this sort of thing a little bit more. You've shown you know your stuff, which is really cool. So, yeah, man. So
thanks for having me. I really appreciate it, yeah.
All right, it's been a pleasure. And yeah, we'll sign this one off. Thanks, man.
All right. Good night, or good morning to you, actually, right?
Yeah, that's the one. Cheers. All right.